Welcome to the Alpha Girl Confidence Podcast, where we are empowering youth female athletes to play and live confidently. My name is Shay, and each week I will bring you new episodes to teach you the strategies and tools that you need in order to live a confident, empowered life both on and off the playing field. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. So I'm really excited about today's episode because this is something that is really important for confidence and especially for teenagers. Yet I don't think that it's talked about nearly enough. And that's how big of an impact your friends can make on your confidence and your life in general. So there's this saying that I always hear with a lot of the stuff that I listen to is that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So again, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So what does that mean? So that means if you're hanging out with negative people, if you're hanging out with people that put other people down, with people with fixed mindsets, then you naturally are going to kind of take on their personalities, their views, their beliefs. On the other side, if you're hanging out with people that have big goals and they're very positive and they're striving to be the best, then you're going to level up to be on their same wavelength. And it's going to help you to become a better, more positive person. So I always like to tell this story. It's in my book as well, but sometimes your friends can be like crabs. So if you put a bunch of crabs into a bucket, what's going to happen is one of the crabs obviously is going to try to escape from the bucket because they don't want to be trapped. Right? But as soon as one crab gets close to escaping the bucket, the other crabs are going to try to tear it down so that it can't escape because they don't want that other crab to be successful and to escape when they're miserable. So humans can be a lot like that. And that sometimes if you're hanging around negative people or if you have a lot of negative friends, your friends can be like crabs to where you're starting to be successful. Maybe you get a really good grade or you start doing really well in your games. And all of a sudden they'll start talking bad about you or they'll start trying to sabotage your success. And I've had that happen to me before. I'm sure you have maybe had that happen to you and maybe you didn't even realize it. So number 1 is don't hang around people that are like crabs. And number 2 is don't be a crab. Like if you have friends that are being successful and they're doing awesome, celebrate them. Because when you put out that positive energy, you're going to get that positive energy back. Be the kind of friend that you would want to have. Okay, so I want to talk about a few ways that you can kind of discern if you are hanging out with positive people or if you're hanging out with negative people. So I'm sure if you take a look at your friends list, there's going to be some of those people that are positive, some that are negative. So how do you decide who's positive, who's negative? Well, definitely if people are talking bad about other people behind their back, in front of their face, whatever it is, gossiping, those are probably people that you don't want to associate with too closely. Because if they're talking bad about other people, chances are that they're probably going to talk bad about you behind your back too, right? And not only that, but that's just negative energy that you don't need in your life. You don't need to be around people that are negative. Okay, so that's one thing is kind of how they talk about other people. And then also just the behaviors that they, the habits that they have on a daily basis. So are they working hard? Are they doing well in school? Are they slacking in school? Are they getting into bad things? So as you get older, there's going to be a lot of peer pressures that come up. Are they getting into alcohol, drugs, like all that stuff? And the older you get, the more that's going to be more apparent. And peer pressure is a real thing. And you really have to surround yourself with people that respect you, that respect your values, that respect when you say no. Because if you're hanging out with people that are constantly trying to pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do, number 1, that gets exhausting. But number 2, there might be a point where you crack. And to be honest, the people that continually push you to do things you don't want to do, they are not your true friends. You should not hang around them. So if you have friends like that, I suggest cutting them out of your life as quickly as you can. Okay. So I want you to go through this little exercise to kind of look and see, okay, are my friends positive, negative, and what do I need to do with these? So first thing is to just make a list of your top 5, 10, 15, however many friends you have. I don't care if you have 3 friends or 27 friends. make a list of those friends, write them down on a piece of paper. I know this might sound weird and also might sound strange to kind of classify these people, but it's important to actively look at the people you're hanging out with. So once you have your list of people, I want you to figure out which of those friends are negative influences in your life, like we just talked about, and then which of those friends are positive influences. So kind of categorize them. So you have negative here and you have positive on the other side, right? So once you've identified the positive and the negative friends in your life, it's time to plan out the conversations you're going to have with the negative influences. So this is the hard part, right? So depending on how negative they are, obviously you might want to just completely cut them out of your life. And there's a right way and a wrong way to do that. All it comes down to is having an honest conversation, right? And then there may be people that are negative sometimes, but they're also sometimes good friends. And those people, you may just want to have a conversation with them just to let them know how you feel, just to let them know, kind of what you need in a friend if they're not being that friend to you, so that number one, they can become a better friend. But number two, if they're not responsive, then you just limit the time you spend with those people. So again, negative friends, either cut them out of your life. I know that sounds harsh, but sometimes it's necessary. Or number two, just limit the time that you spend with them. So don't go out of your way to hang out with them. Just be around positive people more so than the negative people. Okay. And like I said, this is a really hard exercise if you really want to do it. It's not easy. And if I had to make a guess, I would say that most people aren't going to do this. And even if you're a parent or a coach listening, like it doesn't matter how old you are. We all have friends that are positive. We all have friends that are negative. It affects us no matter what age we are, what stage of our life we're in. So it's actually a really important exercise that I think everyone needs to sit down and kind of take a look at the people in their life, at least every year, and kind of look and see what people are making them better and what people are having a negative impact on your life. So if this was interesting to you and this was helpful to you, please leave a review on iTunes. I would really appreciate it. And then also, if you want some extra support and extra help, this is one of the topics that we talk about in depth during our confidence calls. We go through a lot of different topics too. We have guest speakers come on. We have an awesome community of girls who are interacting with each other, celebrating each other, and it's absolutely amazing. So if you want more information on that, you can always reach out to me on Instagram at Shay Haddo. Also, I will post a link in the show notes below where you can check out more info on that. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Catch you next week.